Yo, 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 yo. Throw this link up on the tweeter. Yep, we're live. Good, good. Alright, let some people filter in here. Yo, yo. Golan, what's going on? Watchlist time comes around fast, doesn't it? Yeah, it was a Thanksgiving weekend in Canada this weekend. So I had missed it with Traders for a Cause, so just chowing down on some leftover turkey from the fam. But from day to day, the evening catches up quick. Obviously, the main name today was drug for everybody that took drugs today. Took drugs and got high as 60. Someone had mentioned this name yesterday. About if it's day 2 setup for me. And there was no chance I was playing this as a day 2 setup tomorrow. There was no bias in my head that said to short this thing on day 2. Especially with stuff like this. Like, I was thinking straight up into yesterday's highs, and you get this, what looked like a parabolic in the moment. Like that. Sped up, top wicks, over under $4. Like, you get those wicks up and down through it with with volume speed up. Like, that looks like parabolic to me. But then you get this para going from 5s up to 17s. That holds sideways. You get this account break midday. And then after hours just absolutely destroys everybody. Wild, wild move, but I'm a pharmacist, but no drug for me today. This doesn't have fundamental news to it, but mainly a short squeeze. Yeah, there was no reason for this thing to be up. But my kind of process on something like this, so I'd pull up like the ticker name, country, sector, all that kind of stuff. And you'll start seeing, let me pull up my scanner, drug, Bright Minds Biosciences, healthcare biotech company from the US of A, trading on the NASDAQ. The low before the run was, so something coming from about $1, anywhere from that $1 to $4, $1 to $3 range. that is a biotech company that's trading in the US, the United States. What else? It's a biotech company, engages in development of therapeutics. Company was founded by Ian B. McDonald, Alan Kojakowski on May 2019, headquartered in New York. So anything like this is the point where people are just going to start chasing stuff, looking for the next drug. Now, none of them are going to go to 60 with fairly high confidence. This is now the head of the snake. There's likely sympathy plays that come off of it as people are looking for the next one. So in scans, I'm going to be looking for still stemming from daily chart setups that I'm familiar with, which would be big picture breakouts, little overhead resistance, that sort of thing. But they will be biotech companies trading in the States, trading in that $1 to $3 range, all that kind of stuff. So let me see here. If I sort by price, 1 second. I'm going to start by volume first, see what we get. TVGN, that was a percent gainer from scan yesterday. I'll throw that on there just to look into a bit deeper. This is trading in that $1 range. It did move yesterday. I don't know if that's on sympathy of drug yet, but I'm going to look into it. Given that it's still trended today, could be sympathy, don't know. What's this one? ADTX. Got a bit of volume there. Biotech trading out of the United States. So this is my process for now, and then dig a bit deeper into it, looking for sympathy trades. I don't know if any of these are sympathies. I'm just noting some coming from similar price range, trading volume in the same sector, same country, all that stuff. Because I'd like to be one step ahead when everybody's looking for the next name. When they see a $2, $3, $4 stock hitting their scan tomorrow, going straight up, there's going to be chasers in it, and they'll be looking for 60. So there's going to be a meat of the move there on something that goes, 4 to 10, 4 to 12, and then you'll start getting PRs and stuff that takes them from 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and now this one's gone to 60. That's kind of the range that all these retail traders are looking for. So it'll keep getting muted, smaller and smaller and smaller, until it stops working and until the drug momentum has failed off and everybody that's chasing it has lost all their money from chasing highs. Basically how it works. What's this one? ATYR. Don't know what that one is. CMND, biotech, that one's from Canada. Okay, I'm just gonna sort by price here. I could pull up this screen, but I don't really think there's much value to it. I can pull it up briefly. There's nothing really to it, but so all I'm doing is so I can go here, I'll go drug, I'll click on biotech, and then I will pick basically how I want to sort it. Whether I want to sort it by volume, I can click on any of these. If I want to sort it by market cap, these are now the lowest market cap biotechs. And I'm looking at these volume bars that are showing on the daily to see if they had any interest. These low market cap ones don't have a whole lot of interest, so I'm going to switch to looking for price and go to like $1 names. So somewhere around here, and start doing the same thing. SGMO, biotech from the USA. Drug's name is Bright Minds Biosciences, so something that says bioscience would likely be better. I do remember the SGMO ticker from recently. It's got a nice big picture daily. Good look to me, little ABCDer, so I'll throw that on just in case. And I think $1 might be a bit wide. Just here for the jawline. What's up, Anthony? How's it going? How's it going? Anthony the man, full of positive vibes out there in Vegas. We had a good time. I'm thinking like with drug and stuff, I'm thinking scanning from 1 is a bit wide. Like I'm thinking short-term memory traders going to be looking for something coming from $3 to $4. So 1 might be a bit wide, but I think it's worth just looking at the extra couple charts just in case. Gotta teach Anthony how to mew next time I see him. Hit him with the that's what the kids call it these days. Love that you're sharing the scanning process. This is the work. Yes, sir. The trading's just a byproduct, right? All the prep and work goes in after hours and pre-market. Once the market opens, we're just clicking buttons. But this kind of process was brought to my attention from someone like Roland Wolf. His scanning process is more pre-market stuff, so he'll be setting like a wide like $50K dollar requirement on his scanner in the morning, and he'll be looking for $2 to $4 names that are biotechs popping up tomorrow morning, pre-market and gappers and stuff, and then he'll be looking to finagle an entry there. I think there is edge and also looking for these after hours, given that drug is now run for 2 days. So I'm thinking people have moved in their moved to looking for sympathies that you could get an early entry if you can see some little volume starting to come into them. Love FinViz, been using that site for quite some time. Yeah, that's pretty much all I use for my nightly scans, my intraday stuff. I use the IU built-in scanners. But my nightly stuff, I'm pretty much just FinViz, and I don't even pay for it. It's all free, and it seems to have enough parameters that I don't need any subscriptions for it. Like, it does everything I need. These are getting pretty illiquid. I think I'm going to flip to these going from, going to start sorting these by volume. Chart not available. Weird. Oh, that's why. I have it in ascending. I want descending. Show me the largest volume trader. So there's drug. TPGN, like I say, given that this one's now moved for 2 days, this could be possible sympathy to drug. So let me see if we got any PRs. October 14th was yesterday. So they do have a couple PR. Reaffirms the company's commitment to closing the information gap on its multi-billion dollars. So this one's got some PRs behind it. So it does have a reason to be up. So could be sympathy, could be up on its own. I do like that it says bio in its name. Drug is biosciences. This one's bio holdings. Biotech, also from the USA. So far from what I'm seeing, is looking like the closest sympathy out there right now. Let's see what else we got. It is coming from that dollar range, which I like. So we are sorted by volume here. So this will start picking up some recent names that have churned some volume. I'm just scanning through quickly, looking at the price bars on the side, looking for anything that's showing $1, $2, $3, anything like that. ATYR's kind of getting ahead of itself. And this is also filtered by biotech, so I'm not getting anything else. And once I start getting down to, like, once these are, 1 million, 2 million, then they're kind of untradeable, but we're still in that 5 to 10 range. Let me see here. Yeah, so TVGN, I'm just checking some chat rooms and stuff. Not IU, but some lower IQ rooms to see if there's a bunch of mentions on it, if it's on people's radar, if they're starting to mention it as possible sympathy. But yeah, just looking at some. Let me see here. Some people mentioning ADTX. Yeah, we had pulled that one up already. That's an ugly daily with a lot of overhead. Recent pops that have just failed. was on recent split scan. ADTX was a recent split according to some people, but anyways. Let me finish running through a few of these, and then we'll hop back to the charts. Like my typical evening scans, because these are starting to get a bit more illiquid. And I'm thinking tomorrow pre-market, there's also some possibilities that one of the simps might kind of show themselves a bit more than just sort of bottom bouncing, bottom hunting for these ones that are trading near their lows and just trying to look for the next one. That's what everybody's doing. You just want to be in there and not be a chaser. And make sure you're selling and not looking for 60 also, like everybody else is. I appreciate the retweet there, Anthony. I saw that pop up. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's run through my typical scans. See what kind of daily chart setups. NIVF, decent little run there. Wow, I got a lot of lines on that daily chart. Jeez. Curious, anybody in here? Do you prefer to see this as I'm running through my names, or would you prefer for me to do this on the side and then just kind of filter out the ones that are more interesting to me? I can do it either way. Fun, sympathy to DJT. But either way is good with me. LX, this thing looks like it's ready to roll over. Check out those higher lows, like drawing from this candle up, 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 up. If that takes out that higher low trend, that likely rolls over. I remember we were talking about this yesterday for a short versus 420s, and it just didn't gap up. So this 350 risking 420, I just didn't want to. I didn't want that, especially with like a low conviction bounce. I would have wanted it a bit tighter risk reward for how my confidence was feeling. We can go over, I had a few, I was focused more on large caps this morning, given the gap down in China names. But we can go over that once I do my scans. It's just pulling up INVO, because that's kind of a pop and pull, possible like consolidate near its highs type deal. See, now these ones are getting more illiquid. You can see like the volume scale on the side here. Once they start getting down there, like that's untradeable. So Judah, my man, what's going on, buddy? Missed you out in Vegas this year. I think the last one you were at was it 2022? I don't think you were at the last one either. Yeah. Yeah, right. You were there virtually. You were probably watching the live stream from the 2022, yeah. You're probably watching the live stream from the kitchen table. Next one in Miami, though. That's what the talks are. So stay on the East Coast, maybe in a few months. Maybe you'll make that one. I'll do my best. That's quite the trek for me. Cross country, corner to corner is I like to see your whole process and thoughts. I like to see the charts. Sounds good, Jeff. Thank you for the feedback. But yeah, flight from here to not Vegas, Miami is corner to corner cross country is a bit excessive for me, but Might make an exception. We'll see. We'll see. What was that little UPC? The China pump is up again? What the hell? Are they going for like round 20 on this thing? Ridiculous. Okay, there's that one. Some percent gainers. What else we got here? I added NIVF. Drug obviously on there. TVGN, this one keeps hitting a bunch of scans. I do see like that it's got its own PR, but people could start looking at that as a sympathy, and especially with its lack of overhead. What is drugs outstanding shares? Let me see here. 3 million outstanding, roughly. DVGN, obviously, with a 200 million market cap, it's a lot bigger than 3 million. But so far is looking like the closest simp to me. Maybe fresh blood tomorrow. Some sort of gap, or maybe catches steam. Damn, a lot of fader charts. Ugly. SPY must be down. Yeah, almost 1%. LX, I like that for quiet fails tomorrow. Same kind of thing with UXIN. That one's tapping on $5 still. Hasn't quite broke down. AMLI, that was for Watchlist yesterday. Had a nice little first red day. I missed it. I didn't get enough pop. I wanted a bit closer to red to green. So I ended up missing that one today. China was fairly weak today as well. Gap down in some of the ETFs, and then the large caps followed. Yeah, see, now we're getting into these lower volumes, so pretty much untradeable. Last scan here, and then I will likely flip it over to DAS. Any tickers you guys had on watch that I haven't mentioned yet? I can go through those once I pull up DAS. Few two I traded today. I had mentioned that a couple days ago for that 102 breakdown. We got that gap down, morning shove, and fail. I traded that opening range, but missed that. Missed the pull to 95. I think I was out by 100. Took a couple bucks and ran. Yeah, there's UXIN. You see, hitting my failed scan where it's breaking like this last higher low that it attempted. You got these higher lows, one last bounce attempt. So I'm thinking any pops towards 530s tomorrow, possible fail follow through. It's trading super light. Like today was 300K, so I'd like to see a bit of volume come in there. Otherwise, the spread's like 10, 20 cents. And on 300K, I can't really trade much anyways, so if I get some volume come in and that $5 breakdown, then I'd like that one. But LX trading 6 million today is a bit more tradable, tighter spreads, etc. And kind of getting the same trade out of it regardless. IPDN, that daily doesn't look terrible. That one's kind of holding up. No volume. Okay, let me switch back to my DAS. Resize this thing. There we go. It's on that chart. Perfect. So yeah, few two. Here's my trades there today. Like I had mentioned, basically what I was looking from Greg's presentation over the weekend, and it works. I mean, low a day to low a day, draw your trend line. So that was my cover spot along this trend. I had tried a dip buy it, basically using this support through prior highs, and it just rolled over. So I took that off through lows. I had reshorted some towards the lows, and it ended up bouncing off of it, of course, off that lower trend line. And was just trading in its little channel here, Pops versus VWAP, and I knew it didn't have enough time to wait for the rollover. But basically, this upper trend line is just a duplicate of this one. So this is where it was trending along lows. So I duplicated off the highs. And the final test of that upper trend line was the last hurrah, so to speak, before it faded off to low a day. So decent little showcase of how those trend lines work, for entry points and risk points. So that was I believe my main trade of the day was that one off open, and then just a couple give backs there. UXIN, I mentioned that one. This higher low trend is starting to break down and roll over. LX, same kind of thing. If I draw here, from what I was seeing there on the daily, you got that higher low trend. So if it can take out $3, this could be possible. A little quiet idea. Tiger, another showcase of that trend. So put it from low to low to low, and then that goes from high to high to high. And once it breaks out of this trend line, it was sideways the rest of the day. So most of the range there traded off the open. And in theory, this last pop towards that upper trend line should have rolled over. So once it holds VWAP and reclaims, this is your out spot. And there was no other reason to enter. So I took the shove off the open into the upper end and then covered towards, it was more mid-range, but covered once it tested and bounced off the lower end. But another nice little showcase of that. DJT, that thing was wild. Man. This one here, not really trending so much, but this would be kind of what you're looking at. So you get these lower highs and then duplicate it to the lows. So right here, once it takes out this lower trend line and retests, you get a 29 to 26 fail. Would be kind of how that trend line setup works. If you're looking to short this, like the daily was getting overextended, but I one, not around late day, and two, I was hoping for a lot more A plus daily run up into November, so which it could still do. Could still keep running. This is a pullback along a much bigger trend, so see where that one's at. No real plan on it. If it pulls back for another red day and get a nice little flush trade, kind of like this day, possible mean reversion back up, but no real plan short or long on that. Drug, I'd like to think that was the top today, but who knows? I likely borrow some tomorrow early. I mean, this thing's up from 1 to 60, 5,000%, is that? 60x? Is it 5,900%? Something like that. But that's just wild. So, I mean, I think it's a short. I think if you're looking along this, I think you're crazy. So, anyways, keep an eye on that one tomorrow. Who was the person who called out drug last night as a potential day? They deserve a star. Was it you, James? Was it you? I know, sure as hell wasn't me. No, okay. I thought that was like a little bit of sarcasm. I thought I was sensing some sarcasm in there. But I don't know who it was. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look. But yeah, I know I sure as hell wasn't looking at it long. Once it went from 1 to 4, I'm not usually looking to long something like that unless I get a day or two of consolidation. But now that it's up from 1 to 60, I mean, looks better. The volume is like gone. So this could go higher. I mean, there's not a whole lot of people bagged up here. This was just all blowout short squeeze. All the volume was down here, so basically down until 12. There's not a whole lot of resistance, so to speak. All the volume was traded off the open. So might be a tough short. Everybody will be watching it, so I think it's not going to be a main watch by any means. I don't think it's worth putting any size behind it. I think the edge on something like this is going to be to look for sympathies, to get long for people looking for 60 and basically sell before 60, sell into that 10 to 12 move or something. And then once drug starts to die off, then can trade the sympathies with it, and they'll be a lot less crowded. AMLI was that first red day. Something like this, if this were to gap down, fade to 65, possible first green day to mean revert back, would be something I'd be interested in for. So this were to fade back to 65, and then I could look for like a 85 to 95 bounce. So quiet idea, but look for like a retest of the breakout level. Baba, look at that trend off of Greg's little his little process there. You get high to high, low to low. These are duplicated trend lines, and it traded within that all day, trended to lows. There was nothing that would have stopped you out. You could have shorted anything off open, risk towards highs. And if you want to scale, if you're aggressive and scale along this trend line, pops versus VWAP sort of thing, or just kind of let the trade work, you could be swinging this still if you wanted. Clean trends. So I'm liking this little process so far. It seems to be working pretty well, especially on larger cap names. But I can take those off now, and no real setup on it for me now that it broke that 105. You can see my little arrows here. I had shorted. Once it failed off VWAP, I had this stuff candle. I shorted the next bounce, and it didn't stay heavy, so I just covered it, which it went a lot higher, but it wasn't a plus setup for me anyways. Okay, STEC. Monster move after hours. Pull up some news. No news? What is this thing? Santec Holdings Limited. Software application, China. What the hell is this? Why am I not seeing any news? Is there really nothing? Is there filings? This is a wild move for nothing. Like, what the hell? I'm clearly missing something. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea why this thing is up. I'm trying to find it. It's just... It's not a biotech. It's from China. It's not from the States. It's a software company. It's not a biotech. It's coming from 40 cents, not $1. What the hell is up with this thing? I have no idea what's going on. It's outstanding shares of 28 million. It's not even at 3. Yeah, this is wild. I don't know if people are calling this frickin' thing a sympathy. I don't know. Yeah, I'm stumped. I don't know why this thing is up, but it's a percent gainer, so I guess I'll watch it. I don't see how this could be a drug sympathy. Yeah, no clue. I didn't get any pump messages on it, I don't think. Let me see. It is a China name, so I'm not going to put that past them. But nope. Yeah, so I don't know. If I don't know, I don't touch it. So I'll keep it on just because it's up 800% right now. Went to 450 from 30 cents. So it went up like, what is that? 450. I don't know. 30, 15, 1400% at the highs. They started from similar prices, ST from 40, drug from 1. I mean, similar, come on. This thing's previous close at 35 cents to 1. I wouldn't say that's similar prices. I think it's similar prices now at $3, but I don't know. I don't see the sympathy. It's not the same sector, not the same country, not the same float, not the same like insiders, nothing. So if this is a freaking sympathy, then this is a zero. That's ridiculous. That DJT fail brought down fun with it. That big picture daily was starting to look nice. Once it went 350s, it was up to 8. I was hoping it would hold up, but it didn't. Once DJT failed, so did this one. Well, they kind of can be passed off as penny stocks from the bottom where they started. Yeah, I don't know. I have differing opinion, I guess. That's my only explanation. Otherwise, a Chinese pump and dump. Yeah, my opinion, I don't see it as a sympathy. If that's what people are calling it, it doesn't make sense to me. I've traded a few sector moves now in the last 5 years that I can kind of make sense of some of these. And yeah, that one's not one of them. But anyways, funds trading off of DJT. So basically, DJT gets some pops back up into resistance, and if this were to fail, I'd be more interested in leaning fun. We had mentioned yesterday, Family Man had asked if I'd trade the warrants off of DJT, and I said I'd rather trade the sympathies if I wanted a different vehicle, or I'd just trade DJT itself. So it'd be either DJT or fun. And then NIVF, this is what I said, I had so many lines on the daily coming back from these days, I guess. So they're kind of coming into play here through 250. But same kind of thing as STEC. It's a percent gainer. No real plan on this thing right now. But I'll keep it on watch. What's the sector on this thing? Taiwan, healthcare, new gen group, 4 mil float, 10 mil outstanding, fertility treatments. Kind of a healthcare name, but not directly correlated. It got a minimum bid notification yesterday. Yeah, no new news on that. So I'm thinking most recent news is on the 14th with a NASDAQ min bid requirement notification. So I'm thinking this one is more the sympathy. So NIVF, ADTX. I'd say NIVF and ADTX are probably the two sympathies from today. What was the other one I had mentioned? TVGN. I'd throw that on just because it's holding gains. This would be the more likely one I would like to long. It trades a bit thicker, better daily structure that I'm more familiar with, and not a whole lot of overhead resistance. ADTX is a lot more overhead. It got smoked intraday today, gave back its entire move. NIVF is already up 177%. This one I think is a bit closer in the 80 cent to $1 range instead of like a 30 cent coming from the lows. So this 250, and what's this daily high? 295. What's one more line when you got 106 on the freaking daily chart? So yeah, that's kind of right around where it topped out. Same highs as last time. So if this can build over 250s, I wouldn't be against longing this thing tomorrow. People looking for 60 on this. And basically my edge is just knowing that it's not going to go to 60 and selling before then. So yeah. Not a whole lot of big picture first red day setups. My multi-day scans aren't super full. What else we got? ATYR I think we had looked at, because that was a biotech, but it's kind of already extending itself. And then my other ones just super low volume. Yeah. Yeah. So my other multi-day scans are pretty low volume. Timmy, what's going on? What's up? What's up? Better late than never. You know what they say. Mid call? Mid. Mid. What are you? Some, what do you call those? Alphas? Is that what this generation's called? Which is pretty ironic because they're more like betas, but all those teenagers these days using mid. That's mid. Yeah, I had started this live basically saying that there was no way I was looking along that thing yesterday, and that parabolic into 354 range was more what I was looking for, and I didn't have any trades on it today because I was looking at this parabolic into yesterday's levels, went straight up into it, basically doubled right into it, which is a parabolic in my books. So nothing goes 100% in less than 10 minutes. And it started basing over prior resistance. So there was no failed follow through. It was too extended for me to long, and it didn't fail off of that shove for me to short. So it was an avoid. So I think it is a win in my book when I'm looking for a short trade, and don't take any losses on it and don't fight it, and avoid disaster on something like that. So I think it goes to show where we don't know what's going to happen. I could come up with a call for every name for tomorrow of picking a bias and picking a direction, and you don't know which way the market's going to go tomorrow, but you're basically looking for a setup, and if it doesn't do that setup, then there's no trade. So basically, like something like UXIN, like it could be, you could say the same thing, because I've been looking for a 5 breakdown on this, and you could say that's a trash call on something like this, where I've been looking for a 5 breakdown since this day for 2 weeks. So you could say that I've been wrong for 2 weeks, but I haven't taken one trade, one loss, one win, but I haven't taken one trade on this because what I'm looking for is a 5 breakdown. So it's not necessarily that I'm wrong, but it's that what I was looking for didn't happen. So something like drug, I was looking for a parabolic into 410s was my plan. 360s to or 380s to 4s was my plan yesterday. Looking for a parabolic into it and then join any failed fall through momentum. And this is a 1 minute chart, and every 1 minute candle was higher and based over $4. So what I was looking for didn't happen. So I don't really look for calls, but I'm coming into it with a plan with if X happens, then I do Y. And it didn't play out, so. I was so hoping you were going to say that you took a trade on drug, Timmy. Yeah, my man Timmy here gives a call about a day 2 continuation. Pops in 3/4 of the way through this live stream and drops a bomb. They didn't even trade it. At least I made a call, Timmy. What the hell? I'm just messing. But, all love, yeah. You get a half star for the call. No, I'd give him a star and I'd rip it in half in front of his face. That's what kind of star Timmy gets. Oh, man. So yeah, in terms of trade plans tomorrow, I think probably opening up scan, looking for gappers tomorrow. Same kind of process I went over today, looking for similar price range, similar sector, similar name, similar ticker name, similar company name, anything that would give people a reason to chase these things and call it a sympathy. You need to be dumb and just try to think like you're dumb. Think like you're an idiot and try to find a sympathy. There will be sympathies off of this, and the momentum will last week, 2 weeks. It'll last weeks off the back of drug, and you just don't want to overstay on these names. Don't love that. Blech, don't really love that for backside bounce. What's an MLGO doing? Recent runner. Chopping around. Doesn't look terrible for that 40-cent break. On the flip side, oh, here we go. What kind of day 2 call does Timmy got on the flip side here? Timmy's gonna change his name or never show up again. Everything that's not a bio can have a nice fade. Yeah, pretty much. Everyone will be chasing everything else, and the way the market kind of works is trading like maximum dollar block. Like retail only has so much dollar volume that they can trade back and forth in any current day, in any current market environment. 1 star, please. So like, when was it? Probably 6 months ago. It was right around like that $350 million, where that was like the maximum dollar amount that could be traded in a day. So basically, if you have, like when you have gappers in the morning, it's a lot easier to fade them when you've got 5 or 6 that are gapping. You'll get one probably that'll catch, but like 4 or 5 of them will just fade back to lows. So as long as you don't fight that main one. So if you're starting to get biotechs tomorrow, that will be like a bunch of biotechs to start putting out PRs tomorrow looking for a drug sympathy. So any biotechs tomorrow that put out a biotech PR are likely going to be moving in sympathy with drug. And then, like Timmy's saying here, if you get some like oil and gas stock that gaps up 80%, that one's likely going to fade back because everybody's looking for the $60 name. They're not looking for that one. So, drug. Yeah. Family Man coming in clutch with the gold star. So, anyways, yeah, MLGO. I don't hate this daily, but I also don't love it. I think I'd rather focus elsewhere. Like, it has kind of churned volume near its lows. Man, I don't know. I'm kind of hit or miss on something like this. Most of its volumes traded a lot higher. It started churning a bit and flagging here. So a breakthrough 40 might send that, but I don't love it. UXIN broken this higher lows trend. I need more volume than 300K to trade this. If it keeps trading 300K with 10-20 cent spreads, not going to trade it, but if I can get a 5 breakdown, I think this fades to $3. LX looking for this higher low trend to break. If this breaks and builds below 3, I'm thinking quiet fader, back down, mid 2s. Tiger, no real plan on something like this right now. I did think once it broke this looking left consolidation in the mid 7s, I thought it would have got a bit cleaner of a fade, but just more of a sideways day. So let me remove a bit more of a sideways day, and no real interest on something like that right now. Weight Watchers, recent runner. So far, giving back its gains. I'd set price alerts at $2 and wouldn't touch it until that hits. Few2 was... Don't need those trend lines anymore. Was looking for that 100 breakdown. We got it. It closed right near lows. So no overnights on these for me, given how China gaps, but I don't know how the stimulus is going to affect it. They did put in some more. I think it was like 350 billion US was put into the markets again. So after kind of got the immediate reaction of the stimulus, and then when they started putting more in, it was kind of like a muted reaction. So I think what was coming from it kind of got priced in, and now they were fading. DJT, that's a good enough blow off that I like any shoves into today's resistance up into this 29 to 30 range, 28 to 30 range really. So any pops here, and I might join with a wide stop and then trade fun off a sympathy with that into the 650 level, and look for a fade back to the 4 EMA, which is sitting down in the 4s. So probably a gap fill on something like that, but trade it off of DJT. Drug, I don't really want to trade this. The size I would trade on something like this would be it wouldn't be worth it anyways. So I don't know. I think it's a short, but what's saying this doesn't go to 200 and really black swan? Like, I get it's already up from 1 to 60. That should be the top. Most of the volume is traded in the morning, so there's not like there's a bunch of bag holders that you're going to be shorting into. So I don't know. I'd probably try to trade sympathies off of that than the name itself. Amly, we'll watch that for a couple days, basically until volume dissipates or volatility dissipates. Baba, same kind of thing as Few2. It could fade off, could not, but that was the breakdown day today that I saw edge in, so likely take those off radar. No real plans. Let me delete those right now. Stack, no idea why this thing is up, but I'm just going to watch it just because it's a percent gainer. NIVF, ADTX, TVGN. So far in my after-hours scan, I'm thinking those look like the closest to possible sympathies to drug, so we'll see where those things gap and how they act tomorrow. But yeah, I think that's enough names. I appreciate you guys with the chat back and forth. It makes my job here streaming a bit easier. instead of just bickering and whispering to myself, to get a bit of commentary back and forth. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, I think that's it. Could probably close it out there. As always, get in where you fit in, make some memories, and I'll see you guys in the room. Trade them well, stay safe, don't take drugs.